Today we're going to make minestrone soup. Actually, it's my version of minestrone soup, and I say that because I'm going to add some meat, the Osso Bucco meat, to make the base for the soup, which makes it really hearty, beautiful hearty soup for all times throughout the year. This is just a list of the ingredients we're going to use. Of course, there's the meat, vegetables, so some celery, some leeks, some onions, some carrots, some beans, chilli, garlic, tin of cannellini beans which I've rinsed and washed, some mushrooms, potatoes, zucchini, and then also we'll add some tinned tomatoes, some stock powder, some marjoram, salt, pepper, and then also some macaroni at the end. The first step is to boil the meat. So what I've done is put some water just to cover the Osso Bucco in a large saucepan and put it on the heat. The reason why I boil it first and discard that water, I'm not really sure. My mother-in-law used to always do that, so to me it made sense, so I'll do that today. So I leave that there to boil, and while that's boiling, for a few minutes, I'll get on with chopping up the vegetables. So now we're going to start to prepare our vegetables. Just want to chop everything into a fine dice, the carrots, the potatoes, the leeks, celery. Be as rustic as you like, as big as you like, but we'll get everything prepared ready for the soup to go in when the meat's cooked a bit longer. Okay, the meat's been boiling for about 5 minutes, so now we're going to remove the meat from that liquid. Then I'll wash out the saucepan, put some clean water in the saucepan. I'll leave the meat to cool down, so I'm going to have to cut it into smaller pieces to cook in the soup. Now the meat, I want to prepare this now so I can get this boiling again in the water, because it'll take longer to cook than the vegetables will take. So what I do is just cut off the outer skin that is around the Osso Bucco, and then I cut off some of the pieces of the meat, and then I'll begin to cut this into smaller cubes to go into the soup. This. Got some more water on the stove boiling for the soup, so I start preparing the meat. This will take about probably an hour and a half to cook altogether, the meat, so I get this ready first. And also what I do is this, in the soup I leave the bone, a piece of meat on it, about that size, maybe a bit more meat than that. Yeah, the rest of it I'll cut up into smaller pieces. Okay, our water is boiling, so now I'm going to add the chopped up meat to the water. Bones in first. Now let that simmer for as long as I can while I'm getting the rest of the vegetables prepared for the soup. last but not least, the onions. Do these last because they always make me cry. Meat is nicely simmering away, so remove the lid, and now we're going to add all our vegetables. Onion, and our plates of carrots and leek. Zucchini, potatoes and beans and celery. The pot's getting really full here. And our mushrooms and garlic and chilli. Okay, now we're going to boil those away for a little while, then we'll come back and it'll reduce a bit, and we'll add our tomatoes and other ingredients. Okay, give it about 10 minutes, boiling fairly steadily. Now it's been simmering away nicely for quite some time now, so my next step is now to add a can of chopped tomatoes. These tomatoes are not yet chopped, so we'll just roughly get a bit of a chop with a knife. I like these ones because they're Roma tomatoes. I think Roma tomatoes are always nice in cooking. Now you may need to add another can of tomatoes to see how you go for flavouring and colour as it cooks away a bit longer. Just put one in for now. Stage you'll add some vegetable stock or beef stock, chicken stock, whatever. Maybe a teaspoon and a half, whatever. And some salt. Pepper. Now let that cook away a bit longer till the vegetables and particularly the meat are a bit more tender. Now I've just tasted our soup and the meat is almost cooked and the vegetables are quite tender. So now what I'm going to do next is add the macaroni. So about, I don't know, 2/3 of a cup, whatever. Just tip that in. A bit of a stir. At this point you may feel like you need to add some more water. I think I might add a little bit more water. And you also can taste for seasonings, enough salt, enough marjoram, and let that cook away. Right, our last step now is just to add the can of cannellini beans. I've checked the seasoning and add a little bit more salt. So add a can of beans to that. Give it a nice stir. Give it 5 minutes and voila! Now minestrone soup is ready to serve. Dinner is served. Now our final touch is just a little dash of really nice extra virgin olive oil on top. That makes it really beautiful, along with some crusty bread. So we've got crusty olive bread and a glass of red wine, and also some Parmesan cheese if you like that. What more could you want? Enjoy.